What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past week or so. There have been a lot of juicy reports and topics that we have to discuss. Firstly being the return of the greatest human being to touch a football, Lionel Messi. There are apparent reports that he will not renew his contract with PSG. It's coming in from one journalist, but that journalist is the best, and that's why we have to talk about it. Is Messi's return possible in the summer? We will discuss that, and also the two main priorities for Barcelona this summer for the first team to reinforce positions. Firstly is the pivot. Busquets' future is still uncertain. Xavi wants him to stay, but Xavi also wants to sign Martin Zubimendi. No matter if Busquets stays this summer or not, he sees Zubimendi as the clear future of the pivot position for Barcelona and has requested the signing for him this summer immediately. And with the imminent departure of Hector Bellerin as well, we have no natural right back in the team, and that's the second priority for Barcelona this summer, to reinforce the right back position. There are some names on the table in Juan Foyth, Benjamin Pavard, and also Arnau Martinez. We have been linked also heavily with Vitor Roque, the young Brazilian forward currently in the Brazilian league. He's playing in Colombia, I think, for a championship at the moment, and Barcelona want to sign him this summer and have reached an agreement with his current club on the payment terms and price. We have some big contract renewal updates as well on Busquets, Roberto, Alonso, Inaki, Pena, Alejandro, Balde. Big future update on the future of Ferran Torres, Ousmane Dembele contract renewal as well, which will also be very huge, and also an injury update on Ousmane Dembele. But a big topic that we will discuss as well is the current war going on between Barcelona and La Liga, where Barcelona cannot seem to understand the rules of La Liga as they keep changing it left, right, and center. And is there a plot that Javier Tebas has against Barcelona to make sure that life for them is absolutely hell? But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is one of the best replica football jersey websites on the market. They have fantastic qualities at fantastic prices. I ordered some the other day, and I got the treble winning jersey for Barcelona in the 14-15 season. The quality is absolutely unreal at a fantastic price. Look at the badge on the jersey. It is fantastic. You have the Nike logo as well, looking brilliant. It has the right tags, the right size, the right material, and it's at a fantastic price. And on their website, they do have the new Barcelona kit for this season with the Spotify logo. You can pick what badge you want on the sleeve, La Liga, Champions League. You can pick whatever number you want, whatever name you want on the back as well. And again, the material is absolutely unreal. Here I have the 2007 Champions League kit for Barcelona. As you can see, it has the UNICEF logo, the Nike, the Barcelona badge with the Camp Nou name around it. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 15% off your final order. That is BOY. Use it at checkout, 15% off, and all orders over $80 get free shipping as well. So go down below, top link in the description, and get your new football kit today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past week or so. Now, first, here we're going to discuss this entire Messi situation. Now, about a week ago, it came out, of course, from Jordan Romero. He came out with the big bombshell about Messi. Before then, I think we got the news beginning of January, I believe it was, where Messi's going to renew with PSG, or he told him I want to renew. Let's now talk about the contract, the numbers, all that sort of stuff. So it wasn't like a done deal, but Messi has told them, I want to stay. Let's talk logistics. But a week ago, it's come out, Jordan Romero came out saying that at the moment, Leo Messi is closer to not renewing his contract with PSG than renewing. As of today, January 23rd, when Jordan Romero came out saying this, Leo Messi has no intentions of renewing his contract with PSG. Winning the World Cup changed his mind. This does not mean that he will definitely come to Barcelona. Those around Joan Laporta have already contacted Messi to understand the situation. So Jordan Romero is saying, look, right now Messi is not close to renewing with PSG. He is more likely to leave than to stay. If he does end up leaving, it's not guaranteed that he's going to come to Barcelona. That's what Jordan Romero is saying. Now, this gave a lot of hope, but then after Jordan Romero came out saying this, everyone, and I mean everyone, came out disagreeing with him. Whether it was TYC Sports in Argentina, Fabrizio Romano, Ben Aid, Arnau Martinez, David Ornstein, whoever it is, literally everyone under the sun came out saying it's not true. Messi is going to stay. Ronaldo came out saying that Messi has not changed his situation. He wants to stay at PSG. New meets will happen. Benjamin came out saying that Messi loves Barcelona, but he's, a bit upset and a bit still, suffering from the way he left and all that sort of stuff. Look, I would love nothing more than Messi to come back. That would complete my life. It's Messi coming back as a world champion would be unbelievable, and do one more year with Barcelona or two, then get a proper farewell, like for example, like PK got, maybe what other players will get in the future. I can't see this happening. I think it's not down to FFP and La Liga. I think it's more down to Messi himself. I feel like Messi thinks the Barcelona chapter is over, that if he does come back, he'll be back as like a sporting director or technical secretary or whatever the case may be. I think he thinks that his chapter as a player is over. I still think it's like near impossible this happens. I don't think as a player Messi will ever return to Barcelona, although I would love it. I would love nothing more than that. I just can't see it happening. I think Messi thinks the chapter is over, but we'll wait and see. Again, until the pen and paper are together and it's signed, anything can happen. But Gerard Lemire, of course, he's a very, very highly regarded journalist. He's talking to Joan Laporta and Xavi after he won the Super Cup. He's part of the Kings League with PK. He spoke to Joan Laporta in person. So this is not like a nobody saying this. This is the best source in Barcelona saying this. And last time he said things that went against everyone's standard. We end up signing Koundé and Rafinha in the prime days of the summer of 2022. So we'll wait and see, but I think it's impossible for Messi to come back, whether it's financially and also on the player's will as well. But Messi does end up leaving PSG. I think he should come back to Barcelona. You want to go to MLS now in the prime years? It doesn't make sense. Return to Argentina. Why now? I think if he does leave PSG, the only route in Europe for sure is Barcelona. Maybe Man City, but you never know when Pep's going to leave. But I think that Man City boat has sailed a long time ago. Keep your eyes on it, but I think if everyone's saying that Messi's going to stay, then surely he will. It's Gerard Lemire against the world, and I think this will be very difficult to happen, but this could be one of the, miracles of football. But again, until the pen and paper are, with the signatures on the contract, anything can happen. Now, a forward who Barcelona are in talks of signing in the imminent future is the young Brazilian forward Vitor Roque. Over the past few days, there have been reports about Barcelona having a meeting with Deco, of course, the football agent, former player of Barcelona, and apparently that meeting was for the young Brazilian. Juan Martin came out saying that at the meeting that happened with Deco, a 17-year-old striker for Atletico Paranaense was a topic, and Barcelona are willing to do everything possible to sign this young talent. Barcelona want to strike a deal despite fair play problems, but Barcelona wish to complete the deal for under 25 million euros, whereas current club paid 4 million euros for him a year ago. Deco has a good relationship with the club president and also the player's agent Andre Curry, and Barcelona trusts Deco to play a key role in the negotiation. And then we got the big news from Joaquim Pereira, who is the #1 source around Brazilian news to Barcelona. He came out saying that Vitor Roque will do everything he can necessary to end up playing for Barcelona. There will be no auction for him. His price will be around 30 million euros plus variables, but his current club will accept a payment in 3 installments, which is great for Barcelona. So 3 payments of 10 million euros. Barcelona continues to take a good note of his development and are currently watching him live in Colombia. I think there's like an under 20 championship there. Moreover, Barcelona are convinced that he is a much more complete forward with a greater potential than Endrick. Of course, Barcelona had to throw that in there. Roger Tador from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Vitor Roque wants to join Barcelona next summer despite interest from PSG, Chelsea, and West Ham. His agent Andre Curry, a former Barcelona employee, is also working so that he joins Barcelona, but Deco is the main supporter. Vitor Roque's agent Andre Curry has already agreed with his current club that Barcelona will be able to sign him for 30 million euros plus 5 million euros in variables, but a 10 million euro payable in 3 installments over the next 3 years. Barcelona looking for the FFP formula to sign him in the summer. So this deal, without a doubt, it's very advanced. It's basically a verbal agreement on the price between Barcelona and Atletico Paranaense in Brazil. Whether he stays or he goes back on loan to Atletico, maybe to another team in Europe, we'll have to wait and see. I do believe he's turning 18 in the summer, so that's why he can legally play for Barcelona at that point. It's a very, very young talent. Again, we have not signed a Brazilian talent in a very, very long time. The last one, of course, was Neymar. We missed out on Vinicius, Rodrigo, and also Endrick. But apparently, Vitor Roque is better than Endrick according to the club. So we'll wait and see. Keep your eyes on this. But this could be the next big forward signing for Barcelona for the upcoming summers. I've seen some highlights of him. I think he looks very, very good. But of course, in highlights, anyone can look good. I could look good. So about to see it in the flesh, about to see it in real life. But Vitor Roque, without a shadow of a doubt, is on the agenda of Barcelona. And his signing looks very, very possible, and more so importantly, feasible. Now, along with Vitor Roque, another priority for Barcelona this summer is going to be to reinforce the first team squad with first team players. One of the main objectives, of course, is the right back position, where Barcelona right now have no natural right back whatsoever. Now, having Miguel from AES come out saying that Hector Bellerin does not fit into Xavi's plans, and also he's leaving. His continuation beyond the season can back to be ruled out. Obviously, Juan Foyth and Benjamin Pavard are some of the names on Barcelona's radar. They will attempt to sign a right back in the summer. Now, we've been linked with these, right back, center back, right backs. The one that, right back that can play at center back. Benjamin Pavard, of course, main one. Juan Foyth, main one as well. We've also been linked with another one, and that is Arnau Martinez. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that FC Barcelona want to sign Arnau Martinez. His release clause is around 20 million euros, which is less than what Barcelona paid for Nelson Semedo and also Serginho Dest. Here's the thing, right? So we don't have any right back in the squad right now. Roberto, and that's it. But he's not natural. You need two, right? You have to have two. So whether you have one of these three and then Roberto, or you can shag off Roberto and sign two of these players. Juan Foyth is going to cost you around 40. That's what Villarreal are going to ask for him. I think his release clause is going to be jumped up to 60 this summer or something like that. Pavard wants to leave Bayern and he wants to come to Barcelona. He'll be available for around 15-20. And Arnau Martinez, of course, has a release clause of 20. So, theoretically speaking, the club, they can make it feasible to sign both Pavard and Arnau Martinez, or one, which is Juan Foyth. What option do you want? I think out of the three, based on player on the pitch, individual performances, I think Juan Foyth is the best out of all three. I think Arnau Martinez has the best ceiling out of all three, but at this current moment, Juan Foyth is better. But if you're asking me, would I rather sign Benjamin Pavard, Arnau Martinez, or Juan Foyth? I'm picking Pavard and Martinez. I think Martinez is a great player. He has a great ceiling, and Pavard can come in. He can, be a good player in training, and also he's good for the now as well. So we'll wait and see, but I think the right back, market for Barcelona this summer is going to be hot. It is going to be juicy. Of course, we heard a few months ago that Barcelona want to splash on the right back position. They want to spend around 80 million euros. 2 months later, we have no money, so keep your eyes on this right back position. It's going to be very, very interesting with what happens. I think no doubt Barcelona want to sign a right back, and right now the three main names on the list are Benjamin Pavard, Juan Foyth, and Arnau Martinez. Now, along with the right back, another priority for Barcelona this summer, of course, will be to reinforce the pivot CDM position, and there is only one name that Xavi wants, and that is Martin Zubimendi. Jordi Gil from Sport came out saying that Martin Zubimendi is the favorite of the coaching staff to replace Busquets, although his high release clause of 60 million euros makes it complicated, and Zubimendi is also attracted to playing in the Premier League. Having Miguel from AES, of course, very, very close to Xavi, he came out saying that Xavi is convinced that Zubimendi will join Barcelona this summer, regardless of the continuation of the captain Sergio Busquets. Now, if you haven't noticed, Arsenal have bid, I think, over the past 24 hours, £70 million, which I think is around 80 million euros, for Moises Caicedo, the CDM for Brighton and Hove Albion. The reports saying that Arteta first wanted Zubimendi, and Arsenal were going to activate his 60 million euro release clause. Of course, they bid 80 for Caicedo. They have 60. They told Zubimendi, we're going to activate your release clause. You want to come to Arsenal? And Zubimendi said no. Whether it's now or in the future, no. Maybe, I don't want to come now, come in the summer. I don't want to leave mid-season, whatever the case may be. Long story short, Zubimendi said no. Does that mean he wants to come to Barcelona? I don't know. But I just watched last night the Real Madrid's Real Sociedad game where it ended 0-0. 5 points off the table. Come on. Zubimendi played so well. I think there is no better player to reinforce the pivot than Zubimendi right now. That's realistic. Of course, you could bring in Rodri or whatever the case may be, but that's realistic, feasible. I think Zubimendi is the clear and main first target. The problem is the price tag. I still think he should be valued around 40, maybe 50 with add-ons. I think 60 is a bit overpriced, and do Barcelona have that straight up cash? Because when you activate the release clause, you can't do installments like Vitor Roque. You gotta play 60 million straight up top. So we'll wait and see how this goes, but again, Xavi does want him. I think the player is interested in the move, and I do think he's the perfect replacement for Busquets, in the sense that what we have available on the market right now, he is the best to come in to try and fill the roles of Busquets. We also have been linked with another pivot, and that is Sofiane Amrabat. This is coming in from Relevo. They came out saying that Barcelona are interested in signing Sofiane Amrabat to replace Busquets, but Florentino will demand at least 40 million euros for the Moroccan midfielder. Extra 20 gets you Zubimendi. This for me makes no sense. I mean, he's more than half the price of Zubimendi. If he was like 20 million, something like that, then maybe you could analyze it and think about it. But when you're at this point, just chuck on extra 20 and get Zubimendi at this point. Sell whoever the case may be, or generate some money, leave or sell something, and you get Zubimendi, no problem. So Amrabat for me makes no sense. There's only one clear name, and that is Zubimendi. The question now is, can Barcelona actually sign him or not? Because there's no other pivot in the world that Xavi wants apart from him. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past week or so. Now, there's no one else who will be leaving in January apart from Hector Bellerin, of course, already departed, but player Memphis Depay. But there is some rumors about the summer, mainly around Ferran Torres. This is coming in from Mateo Morito from Relevo, who of course is very reliable. He came out with a statement about, stuff that he knows in the know. He came out saying, I know that there are clubs interested in Ferran Torres. I can't tell you which, but there are more than 2. I think they'll explore the possibility of signing him in the summer, but I think that talking about his possible exit is too soon as of now. You have to see how the player reacts, how he's going to play in these next few months. It was a great investment by Barcelona. If only the club decides to put him on the market, or he decides to listen to offers, it will surely ask for a lot of money. So there are more than 2 clubs currently interested in Ferran Torres, and if Barcelona do put him on the market, there will be suitors for him, or if the player wants to leave. This next month for Ferran Torres is fucking huge. Ousmane Dembele is out, which means there is one more space in the attack up for grabs. It's between Ferran and Ansu, and maybe Rafinha as well. This is Ferran's moment to capitalize. Am I saying he has to go out there and be freaking Neymar every single week in, week out? No. All I'm asking for is for good performances on the pitch, and at least if you have 5 chances in a game, finish one of them. I'm not asking for a lot here. We just want good, solid performances and some clinicality as well. Ferran Torres right now is on the floor with confidence. I'm seeing his Instagram. He's in the gym at Barcelona week in, week out. Good for you, but what I care about is what happened. It's on that beautiful green pitch at the Camp Nou, not in the gym with a bunch of weights. So it's a huge moment for Ferran Torres. Again, the fan base is already iffy with him, if not against him at this point by now until, June. If he does not perform in any way, shape, or form, once the fans base, makes their expressions heard, the club do consider it, whether you like it or not. It's a reality. If a club comes in, bids around 40 million euros, the club will definitely analyze it and probably accept it. So we'll wait and see what happens with Ferran Torres. Again, his future, like Mateo Morito says here perfectly, will depend on the next few months. If he plays well, the club will maybe keep him, give him another season to give him another opportunity. If he does not perform in any way, shape, or form, both the player side and the club side could in fact consider his exit. Now, a first team Barcelona player who is set to leave the club in the next 48 hours and the final 48 hours of the January transfer window is in fact Hector Bellerin. Now, Sporting Lisbon, they had a great, Spanish right back in Pedro Porro. They just sold him to Tottenham Hotspur for around 45 million euros, and they want Hector Bellerin to come in and replace him. This has been confirmed by everyone: Fabrizio Romano, Mateo Morito, David Ornstein. As of uploading this video, advanced negotiations are happening between Sporting and Barcelona for Bellerin to join the club on loan until the end of the season. And of course, his contract expires with Barcelona after that, so Barcelona don't care what happened. They're not going to renew his contract. Now, I'll give my opinion on this Bellerin move when I make my individual video, when it's officially, here we go, confirmed in probably the next 12 to 24 hours. But I want to currently talk about the logistics behind it and what happens if Bellerin does end up leaving, what will the club do? Sign a replacement, maybe look at renewals. We do have that answer. So again, Inaki from Kope has already confirmed that Barcelona and Sporting are in talks for Hector Bellerin. It is an advanced negotiation and the player is open for the move. Now, Fernando Polo Roger Tador from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona assumed that it is impossible for them to sign a player in the January transfer window, even if Hector Bellerin does end up leaving, which he will. So their priority is to register the new contracts of Xavi and Araujo, and they will try it. So Barcelona, again, will not sign anyone. All they will be doing now is focusing on contract renewals, registration, and actually renewing players' contract as well. But Xavi apparently did ask for a player signing. Javi Miguel from AES, again very, very close to Xavi, came out saying that Xavi once again asked Mateo Alemán about the possibility of signing a forward following the injury of Ousmane Dembele and the exit of Hector Bellerin. And Alemán's response was simple: fair play does not allow us. For me personally, I would love for us to sign one player, and that player being a striker. A striker with the profile, of course, of Luke de Jong, Olivier Giroud, Wout Weghorst, a clinical focal point up top that can come on in the last few minutes if we need a goal, or to be a focal point in our team. We saw how we lacked the focal point against Getafe, where we just won 1-0 with the Pedri goal. Over the past weekend against Girona, now Pedri scored narrowly. We lack a focal point because Ansu Fati cannot play as a striker against a low block. We need someone on the bench to come on and try and save us. We're not asking like to come on and you have to score. We just need something off the bench, I think, in my opinion. But the club think otherwise, and also they can't really do it. But Xavi did ask for it, so we'll wait and see. I think, again, very, very unlikely Barcelona sign anyone, and we have let now go of 2 players this window in Memphis Depay and Hector Bellerin. So technically, on paper, we have weakened the squad going to these next few crucial months of the season. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Now, since Barcelona cannot sign anyone due to fair play, they will be focusing heavily on contract renewals, and they've already completed a few already. First one is Marcos Alonso. He's put pen and paper on a brand new 1-year contract that will now go until 2024 with the option of another year pending both Alonso and the club agree to it. So basically the contract that he got in the summer on August the 30th, same thing again. I don't think there's a wage increase or anything whatsoever. It's just a length increase. I don't know why. I really don't. It's his clear as day a request from Xavi. Xavi told the board, renew his contract. I want to keep him. I love him. The board said, you know what? Fair play. He earns next to nothing. Here you go, Alonso. Came on against Corona 12 hours or 24 hours after renewing his contract. It was absolutely shite. So, it is what it is. I'm not too fussed about it. Worst case scenario, if we sign players in the summer, whether it be another left back or whatever, he'll be a squad player. He'll be a training player. It is what it is. It's what Xavi wants, and that's what Xavi gets. Now, along with Marcos Alonso, there are 2 other first-team players who have, in fact, renewed their contracts or have reached an agreement with the club to renew their contracts, and that is Inaki Pena and Alejandro Balde. Sport came out saying the renewals of Alejandro Balde and Inaki Pena are closed at the club. I think Fernando Polo came out confirming this, Fabrizio Romano, from Kope. Everyone's come out saying that Alejandro Balde and Inaki Pena have both reached agreements with Barcelona to renew their contracts, and Inaki Pena most likely his renewal will be announced first, and then Alejandro Balde later on. But both renewals are done, official, well, not official, but done, agreed upon. Everything's complete with their renewals. Of course, Inaki Pena, it's great to hear, but for Alejandro Balde, it is so huge. I expect Alejandro to get the €1 billion release clause as well. So important for our team. He has a very bright future, and he will be wearing the number 12 number for the first team as well when he gets promoted, if they can renew his contract and register it with La Liga. So overall, Barcelona are making some good moves in the renewals. They've done Alonso official confirmed, and now Inaki Pena and Alejandro Balde's renewals are done. But now there's big other priorities coming up. The next contract renewal updates are on the contract renewal of the first and second captain of the club, Sergio Busquets and Sergi Roberto, where Xavi has requested the club to renew both of them immediately. After he requested the renewal of Marcos Alonso, he has asked for Roberto and Busquets' contracts to be renewed as well. Let's first go through the updates on Roberto's renewal. Fernando Porto from Deportivo came out saying the first contacts have now been made over the renewal of Roberto. The club wanted to know whether he would like to stay or leave. Xavi wants him to stay. Roberto has expressed a clear desire to in fact stay and extend his contract. Xavi wants Roberto to stay and completely trusts him. The player is not considered as a starter, but as a wild card, as seasons have many games. His versatility is also very valued, and Roberto wants to stay. Roberto CK, that in my opinion, I cannot see Roberto not leaving, or I don't see him leaving whatsoever if the club want him to stay. If they offer him a contract, he will accept it. The man's earning absolute peanuts right now. He said that he has a contract. He's earning the wages of a B team player going to the first team, which is like 40K a week, 50K a week, somewhere around that. So he will stay. If they offer him the same amount of money, he will stay. A little bit of a wage increase, he'll stay. My thoughts on Roberto staying is that as long as he's a squad player, whatever. I understand that. But if he's going to be playing regularly, he's not up to scratch, as we all know. But I understand why Xavi wants to keep him. He can play left back, right back, midfield, wing positions. It's like having a utility knife in your pocket. You can just plug him in wherever you need him, wherever you want to poke a hole in. He does sometime before. I think against lower opposition, he can do a job for sure. But in those top games, Champions League and, top 3 table in La Liga, Atletico, Real Sociedad, Betis, whatever the case may be, I don't think he's up to that level. But if Xavi wants him to stay, he wants him to stay. You have to back the manager, along with, of course, the first team captain, Sergio Busquets. Now, Fernando Porto from Deportivo came out saying the first contacts have been made over the renewal of Busquets. The club wants to know whether he would like to stay or not. Xavi wants him to stay. Juan Martin from Renewal came out saying that although Barcelona want to renew the contract of Busquets, the players' camp haven't heard anything from the club's side over the past month, while the negotiations between Inter Milan and Busquets continue slowly but surely. So Busquets, of course, he has 1 year left on his contract. He can negotiate with any club he wants to in the world legally. That is not in Spain. Inter Milan, all the way in America, so you can negotiate with them, absolutely no problem. This is the big one for me. I have no idea now if Busquets will stay or not. The fact that the club and Xavi are desperate for him to stay, Xavi wants him to stay, and then also signs Zubimendi as well. It shows how important Busquets is for Xavi at his current age as well. He is a captain as well that is valued by Laporta and also Xavi as well. I don't know if he's going to stay. I really don't. I think he's going to earn so much money at Inter Miami, and the club cannot offer him his current wages. Absolutely no chance. He's on I think, $250,000 a week. The club will offer him probably 100, I would think, maybe even less, honestly. So will Busquets take a massive wage cut just to be part of the first team all over there and start week in, week out? I'm not quite too sure. But what is clear right now is that Xavi wants him to stay. He said that in every single press conference, and Laporta is now in talks with Busquets to stay. Laporta even comes out in an interview and said that he loves Busquets. He wants him to stay as well. So it's a very, very weird one. We all thought, of course, a few months ago he was 100% gone, and now all of a sudden it's a remontada, and he could end up staying. We'll wait and see. I think it really depends on Busquets himself. It sounds a bit cliche, but Xavi said it again in multiple press conferences. It comes down to the personal preference and opinion of the player. If Busquets still thinks he can play for Barcelona, he'll stay. I think if he thinks his time is up, and also the money in Inter Miami is looking, pretty decent, he might just call it quits. So we'll wait and see, but I do expect a decision from Busquets by at least the end of February. I think by then he will have a definitive idea in his head. That way he can prepare the farewells and all that sort of stuff. So maybe before the international break, I think in mid-March, I think the next international break is. I think before then, we will get an answer on Busquets' future. The next and final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Ousmane Dembele, which is now the top priority for the club. Sport have come out saying that Dembele wants to renew his contract and stay at Barcelona for many more years. His contract ends in 2024, but his intention is to remain linked to Barcelona for many more years. Now, I wish it was that easy. It's not going to be that easy. There is a minor problem, and that problem is Moussa Sissoko, the agent, and of course, one of the best friends of Ousmane Dembele, where he's going to be asking for a lot of, moolah, a lot of money. If we're talking 800k Ballon d'Or salaries, you can absolutely F off right now. I love Dembele. He's playing well with that Real Sociedad masterclass. I still have it in my dreams. He's injured now, of course. We'll talk about injury update on him in a few minutes. He's still not worth that, in my opinion. He still lacks the main thing to earn that Ballon d'Or salary for me, and that is consistency. He plays well one game, one bad game, injured. He plays one good game, one okay game, terrible game. It's still all over the place. But on his day, is Dembele worth 800k a week? Still no. I think Dembele at his best consistently probably worth around 400k a week, maybe $500,000 a week. But do the club have that? No. I think on his current salary, I'd renew him, of course, 100%. You want to give him a little bit of an increase. I think he's earning right now 115,000 per week. You want to give him to 150. Wouldn't mind that. I think once you get the 200,000, that's where you get into the bit of a ropey situation. So we'll wait and see with Ousmane. Still very early days. No real strong contacts have been made yet between the club and the player, but both the intentions are clear from both sides, and that's to continue for many more years. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past week or so. The main news, of course, has been the current war that is going on between La Liga and Barcelona. Let me explain it. Now, about a week ago, I've said that like 5 times now in this video. A week ago, Barcelona, after they sold Memphis Depay, tried to register Xavi as a first-team player to register his new contract, but La Liga shut us down. I don't know how, I don't know why, but the club were fuming by this. Now with Bellerin's exit, they're going to try again, but they did try a few days ago. Everyone thought it was going to happen, but La Liga said no. La Liga has not allowed to sign Xavi's new contract in the winter, as they think that Barcelona will exceed FFP in the summer. Barcelona currently have enough margin in their wage bill, but have not generated enough savings for next season, and is a breach of Article 2 of the regulation. So apparently, La Liga think that we're going to be absolutely screwed in the summer, so that's why they don't want us to register Xavi now. That way we have some wiggle room in the summer. I mean, we let go of Memphis, who was on 100k a week. We let go of Piqué, who was on apparently 300k a week. We can't register a new player on 100k a week. I mean, these rules make no sense to me whatsoever. And apparently La Liga, according to Fernando Porta from Deportivo, La Liga have informed Barcelona that they need to reduce the wage bill by yet another 150 to 200 million euros. I mean, you want our wage bill to be like what? 100k? That's it? Like what the You have Chelsea out here spending 300 million euros at a transfer window. We can't even register a contract renewal that we did 6 months ago. These rules of La Liga make no sense. I saw Javier Tebas tweet an article from Marcel Llorente. That was on Bartomeu's pay bill. He was talking about the Barcelona players. You want me to give a about his opinion? I stopped listening to that when Laporta called him out in a press conference. It's ridiculous. And now Barcelona are considering selling Barca TV, as it's currently, losing money, and also it can generate an extraordinary income as well. So we're gonna be fucking selling everything left, right, and center to compensate for La Liga's fucking shitty ass rules. It's so fucked. It really is, because you have the Premier League spending, I think, 500 million euros this transfer window. You have little La Liga spending, I think, like 12. Like I think Villarreal were about to sell Jackson to Bournemouth for like 30 million, but then he failed the medical because he's injured. These rules, the way Javier Tebas is running La Liga, is absolutely raising this league beyond belief. This is why no one watches La Liga anymore. Only like the die-hard fans of each team watch La Liga. You don't have any outsiders watching La Liga, barring maybe the Clásico. And this is why Barcelona are pissed off, because they keep changing the rules, they keep making everything so unclear, they keep, and Laporta, I think Laporta genuinely thinks that Javier Tebas is like against him, and the fact that he doesn't want anything to go right for him. That's why the club considered suing them a few weeks ago. It's absolutely all over the place, but this is the situation. We can't do anything about it. These are the rules that we have to oblige by, or else it goes even more tits up for us. So wait and see how things go. I think hopefully by the summertime, there is a clear objective for Barcelona in terms of La Liga that make either understand the rules or try and fight for them. We'll wait and see. But at the moment, the club cannot sign anyone, and we're even struggling to register contract renewals. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys an injury update on Ousmane Dembele, the only first-team player currently injured. He was injured, of course, in the match the past weekend against Girona. The club released an official statement saying that tests performed have shown that Ousmane Dembele suffers from an injury in his left thigh. He is now out, and the evaluation of the injury will mark his availability. Now, thank God it's not a hamstring. When this came out, the rumors were flying. Oh, he's going to be out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, a month. No, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, all over the place. But now everything is more clear after the injury update news, and also 24 hours later, Fernando Porta from Deportivo came out saying that people close to Ousmane Dembele see him out for about 5 weeks, which means it is very difficult for him to be involved in the entire Manchester United clash in the Europa League. At least the injury is not in his hamstrings, where he was injured there before several times. So apparently this injury, he needs about, on average, for an average player, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But since it's Dembele, and we all know his injury problems, the club want to, give him the utmost time to recover, and they have said the time currently to 5 weeks, which means he won't be back till March. He'll miss United, both games, Sevilla, Villarreal, Betis, the first leg of the Copa del Rey. He's out. The question now is, first of all, Dembele, speedy recovery, hope he come back stronger and better. The question now is, who is replacing Dembele? Javi Miguel from AS came out saying that Xavi is ahead currently of Ferran Torres and Ansu Fati as a possible replacement for Ousmane Dembele. The attacking trio for the next few weeks is expected to be Xavi on the left, Lewandowski at striker, and Rafinha at the right wing. How Xavi is the fact that Xavi has got in over Ferran and Ansu shows how poor they've been over the recent weeks. But of course, Xavi, Lewandowski, Rafinha cannot play week in, week out every single day. This injury for Ousmane Dembele will be a big test for 3 players. Rafinha, of course, Ferran, and Ansu. All 3 right now performing very, very low. Not scoring goals, not getting assists. Well, Rafinha has gotten a couple, that's why he's probably starting. It's huge for these players. They need to perform and show us why they are worthy of wearing the Blaugrana shirt. We are down so bad that Xavi's playing as a false winger. Ferran and Ansu have a huge month ahead of them. They got a month. Big games, Villarreal, Sevilla, Betis, Copa, first leg, United games. They have huge games where they can show and, you know, give the fan base some confidence in themselves of why they deserve to be a Barcelona player. So big months ahead for these attackers. A lot of opportunities to be given out as well. The question really now is, who will capitalize? So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past week or so. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to first see, of course, is on the return of Messi. I think it will happen anytime in the future, whether it's this summer or next summer. Secondly, on Busquets' future, I think he'll end up staying or leaving. And do you believe that Barcelona can sign their main target in the pivot in Zubimendi? Thoughts on the right back position as well. Who do you think will come in? Would you rather bring in Juan Foyth or Benjamin Pavard and maybe Arnau Martinez? And finally, your thoughts on this war that's happening between Barcelona and La Liga, and how you think Barcelona will resolve it, and you think will be financially okay for the summer transfer window. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.